The Last Barbarians, issue number 2. Talked about the first issue when it came out. Thought it was okay, kind of a mixed reception from the audience at large. The numbers were fine. I guess my audience just really likes big, strong, barbaric women. And I can't disagree. So I'm like, I guess we'll continue with this book. And this issue was interesting. I I'm sitting here just like, okay, a lot just happened. I don't particularly find any of it interesting, but I can't say it's the worst book I've read this week or this year, or I don't know. Is it good? I don't think it's great, but there are clearly worse books out there. I don't know. Something about this one, it might strike the right chord with readers, it also might not. We have Silver and Shadow, our brother and sister combination, who are now going to be working for this man called Falk, and they're going to be headed on the open sea to do something. Before they can go, Shadow forgot his childhood blanket or something where they were staying, so they're going to go pick it up, and they pass a couple of soldiers in an army. And you just see that Silver's like, I gotta see what's going on here. She finds a dead body in the back of I don't know, a dewback creature thing. Okay, that's weird. It's fantastical and mystical in more ways than I was expecting. And maybe that's why I'm like, what a weird tone we're striking with this book. But they run into an old friend called Amarax who joined up with the army, and he's like, yo, it's okay. I'm just glad to see you guys are doing good too. Everyone's doing good. There might be a war, but you're going to the open seas for a job. That's pretty cool. And then we get some narration from Sylv, and she's like, it was cool for a minute, but then I hate the open ocean and I hate water. And yeah, the artwork is very, very hit or miss. I know some people were talking about that too in the last issue I was reviewing, but I think more of the big sweeping shots where it's here's the full on of the ship and the weird whale creature is flying out of the ocean, and then we get up close and personal looks for the characters throwing up because they're seasick. I don't love it as much. I don't know. It's a very, very interesting artwork style. Again, it's kind of Telltale-ish and cell shaded. I don't know. It's okay, but not the best. You just see the mission we're doing is Falk wants to rescue his grandson, and you just see that Sylv's like, well, he accidentally said nephew and grandnephew a few times, so I don't know if this person we're actually saving is his grandson. Seems like it's kind of fishy. Do you get it? Because we're on the ocean and it's fun. But they head to the city of Antiquarius, It looks fun. Big statue of an angel lady. Cool. They're going to go walk down. How do they do this artwork? If somebody can explain to me what the style is particularly for this, I'd be very curious to know. Maybe it's properly inked, and then they have some weird digital art coloring over it. I don't know how to explain it, but it does look like there's some really weird cutscene-ish energy in some of the pages. So Fox's going to go on his way, and he's going to go figure out some of his sources to learn where his grandson is, and the rest of our teams, they're just going to go get something to eat. But before that, Sylv gets distracted because she finds a magic shop. And is this filler? I don't know. It was just kind of what is this scene? They go to a magic shop. Sylv's like, wow, I've never been to a real magic shop before. The man who runs the shop has serious NPC energy. And he's just like, hello there, traveler. I bet you are an adventurer. You look anything fancy? You want anything fancy? We have swords and stuff. But it's going to cost you coin. We do not have, store credit. Okay. She also finds, a weird magic ball that can, grant you wishes like it's a genie. And I'm like, cool. Is that foreshadowing to us getting that magic ball later? Who knows? But once again, the NPC shows up. He's like, that's not good. You can't use store credit to buy that. No offense, girl. I do not trust you in anything you do. So they leave, and then we cut to the Antiquarius Castle, where we meet two colorful characters called Wax and Wayne. They, I guess, are twins. They have opposite colored heads and mouths. They are holding a boy captive and, a weird floating eyeballs. So bring the boy to the thing we talked about. It's all going to be fine. Just do it, please. And this is the part of the book where I went, oh, I do not have the patience to care about this, do I? Who are these stupidly colorful characters that kind of go against the tone of everything in this book. We've seen very colorful characters in this book, like big, weird Star Wars adjacent creatures. But what are these guys that just look like they're from like a Dick Tracy cartoon? What is this? I don't get it. Kind of strange. But now our quartet are going to go have something to eat. Fox shows back up and he's like, hey, I have a problem. I know where my grandson is. He's in the castle, so we're going to have to get into the castle to get him. And everyone's like, we're not going into the castle to get him. And then we see that Fox has like some old coins to pay for their meal. It's like, what is this? This is old. It doesn't work. And Sylv is just like, you're scamming them. You're scamming us. This is bullshit, Fox. What are we doing here? This is a stupid mission. So they're all complaining. And Fox clearly lied to everybody. And then outside of the tavern, wherever they're eating, we see our strong, sexy barbarian ladies with their spider, rabbit, deer, moose. And its name is Max because, okay. And they want to see some action, but they don't know what's going on yet. Now, are these the lead characters? Because Sylv and Shadow are not really like barbarian adjacent. So I'm guessing these two ladies are the barbarians in question, and we're going to be setting them up for something bigger. Either way, they have to go find this child too. So they see that Wax and Wayne are walking it down. They go on a mission, and they're going to go fight him. Okay, cool. Now they jump down to save the kid, and you see that Wax and Wayne say blood and bone. So I'm like, is that their names? Because they don't really say that if like that's the name of them. Wax, Wayne, blood and bone. Is that like a poem or something? I don't know. But they kind of fight. Weird energy swords, weird powers with everybody. And they actually run through the tavern. And Fox is like, that's the kid. That's my grandson. We need to save him. Get him. And then so the cage breaks that he's trapped in. Shadow picks him up. Their group runs away. Wax and Wayne get their asses handed to them by Blood and Bone. So they're knocked down. And they're just starting to run away. And then as they're escaping the barbarian ladies chasing them, the kid touches Shadow's temple, and suddenly Shadow like regains his like genius. So he hands the kid over to his sister and comes up with a plan to like break down the tunnel they're in so nobody can get inside to stop them. And I'm like, cool. What is happening? Like, a bunch of shit just accumulated into, like, 3 pages where suddenly we're like, okay, every single group is located in one spot now. This kid is magic. What is any of this happening? I'm sure they'll explain it, but I can't say it's a satisfying moment. Shadow regains his genius. It goes away just as quick. Nobody knows what's happening. So, like, okay, we got to get out of here. We have the kid. We can't get back on the boat. Why? Who's to say? So we take some big parrot eagle grass thing, and they're flying on a big bird, and you see that the other lady who's working with their group is like, fuck, they're going to figure out whatever it is you're bullshitting them. So is she aware of everything going on? Hard to say, but she's clearly understanding something's up. So they sit down somewhere to camp for an evening, and that is when Blood and Bone find them. We're like, hey, hand over the kid. And that's where the issue ends. And if you're like, there's something in there to read, I recommend reading it. Like, it is cool. There's some cool designs and the colors are okay. The characters themselves have really cool costumes and work. I don't like Wax and Wayne in this universe. It feels too gimmicky and comic booky to like the fantasy we're going for. But the artwork is very spotty at times, very hit or miss if you're going to like it. The story goes from 0 to 60 in 3.5, and you're just like, what is happening? And it doesn't look particularly good half the time. So it's like, what are we doing? Do we care about these characters enough? I do like the big sexy barbarian ladies, like Blood and Bone. That is fun. Is it Blood and Bone because, like, one of them has red hair, so it's blood, and the other one has, like, white dreadlocks and, like, it looks like a bone? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. But there you go. It's kind of fun. I don't know. It's okay. It is okay. Not perfect. Interesting enough to keep me satisfied. Now, if the interiors of the books look more like the covers, I think we'd be somewhere. So, The Last Barbarians, issue number 2, I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Hive, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.